Let me tell you a story. The story consists of a game called Victory and Glory Napoleon. I was first made aware of this game when I think it came out first as a computer game. Came out first as a computer game, if I remember correctly, and then they did a board game version of it, which excited me to no end. I liked the way the battles took place. It was a little more along the lines of my wheelhouse, miniature style. You had your strategic, your tactical, best of both worlds. So I ordered the game. This was years ago, right? And the PC game is what got me rolling. That thing was awesome. So I'm like, okay, if they're doing a board game of this, I'm in. This is the board game that came out, Victory and Glory here. And this is from Forbidden Games by Glenn Drover. Now, I'm going to be a little harsh. I don't mean to be insulting or hurt anybody's feelings. But I think Glenn Drover went in over his head. Something went wrong when he tried to do the board game version of this. Forbidden Games, yeah, this should be forbidden. Don't buy it. For those of you that, and we'll get to that later, for those of you that do own this, I'd be curious to know how you're able to play it. I think it's impossible to play. There's things missing, whole chunks of things that should be in here that aren't in here. The cards don't make sense. It's a complete mess, in my opinion. So I shelved it. I used the red and blue little cubes that came with it, kit bashed those for all kinds of things. It's the only use I got out of this. Again, years ago. Today, I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking, I haven't opened this thing up in a while. What's in there that I could kit bash? And I opened it up, and I said, okay, I'm going to give this one more shot. Now, this is not what the game looks like when you open the box and set it up. This was last night. I set the thing up. I started it once again to try to play the thing, and I got so frustrated I nearly set it on fire. Luckily I didn't, because the map, as we'll get to, was salvageable. It's got major issues. I think it's unplayable, and for those of you that are playing it, maybe they should rename this like as an RPG, role-playing game. You got to use your imagination on how things work, because this is completely flawed. But not one to be dismayed, and always up for the challenge. I thought, well, how can I make this work? So I never owned the PC game. I just watched videos of it being played. And last night I looked up the PC game, $7, right, through Steam. I thought I can afford $7. I downloaded the game. I even played the thing a little while here and there. The Dash to the Danube scenario. And then let me back up. So the main reason I bought the game was with the intention of grabbing things from the PC version and making this board game version work. That's the goal here, to make this board game work. And with having the PC game now, I have all the information I need to do so. Now, I've had this for a number of years, the manual to the PC game. It's everything that you need to know to run the game. It's all in here, all the probabilities, all the units, the cards, it's all in here. It's great. And I've used this in any number of form or fashion to run the tactical side of this. But this is what's going to allow me to play this on the strategic side and the way the PC game is. Now, again, because this game is flawed, and I don't know what happened here, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt and say that there was a good intention here that got lost along the way. I don't know if they ran out of time, ran out of money, lost interest. I want to say they started off on the right foot and ended up on the wrong foot, and I think they just abandoned the whole thing. We've got the whole Ottoman Empire here that is not playable, which is, you could argue whether or not you need the Ottoman Empire in the Napoleonic Wars, but as you'll notice, there's no territories within the Ottoman Empire. In fact, they pasted a big-ass 100 Victory and Glory to keep track of economic things, leadership things, and something else, and slapped it right over the Ottoman Empire. Sea zones are not on here. You have seas, but no sea zones. What else? That's just the tip of the iceberg. So what I did is I looked at the PC game, and I took a pencil and a ruler, and I drew in the sea zones. So now we have sea zones. There are no harbors on this map, so that's what the black blocks represent. I've put in my own harbors, which were missing from the map. What else? The figures represent French troops. I don't have generic actual figures for each nationality. I do have the British, I do have some Landwehr Prussian, but then it's going to look funny if you have half of them on and half of them not represented. So I just did the French in miniature style for the strategic part here on the map board. The rest is all abstracted out with, we've got the British, the Russians over here off camera, Moscow and the Don Basin, the Austrians and the Prussians. So Spain can be represented as well. So what I've used to mark those is the Commands and Colors victory banners. That's where I'm getting the nationality flags to represent armies. And then good old Risk, one of the Risk versions, has these funky looking, I don't know what you call them, I don't even know what they're for, cavalry or artillery, I don't know. But they're the closest thing I have in all the thousands and thousands of pieces that I have from various games and little trays. Closest thing I have to ships to represent that on maps. So obviously the red are the British ships, the blue are the French ships, and we even have some Russian ships up here. So got that taken care of. The game did come with ship counters, but that's another thing I'm going to scream about, is the amount of counters that came with this game is so laughable. There should be 15 times the amount of counters that came with this game. So there's that. What else? So again, everything, today, in order to try and fix the map, I thought I'll take screenshots of each section of the map and print it out and do it that way. Well, if I want to do it that way, I'm not done, because this is what I ended up with, which is not awful, but it's a little too small size-wise for the way I'm doing it here. So if I want this map to replace this map, there's the Kinko's gigantic monster print color machine, which this will probably cost like $50 to blow up, and there's no guarantee the resolution will be legible when I blow it up. So I'm kind of on the fence with that. Also, because I might be able to make this work without doing that. So here for now. So that was this morning's foray into making this work. Then I printed off so what you're seeing here is the dash to the Danube scenario start. Everything the way it needs to be based on the PC game at scenario start. I haven't printed these charts off. There's your game summary with everything at start. There's the other half of the game summary for at start, dash of the Danube. And our diplomacy chart here for, again, at start status. There will be a lot of, and that's I think the only way I can make this work, there will be a lot of note taking. So for instance, each one of these armies is not just a generic. I have the number listed here for on-map attack defend purposes, as does the PC game. But when you delve a little further, each army has a leader, what leader, infantry, which variety of infantry, cavalry, heavy, medium, light, etc. A lot of note taking, because I need to go through each army, write down the territory they're in and what that army consists of. I'm up for the task. That's not a problem. I would probably be doing something along those lines anyway, where I'm not doing this. At least with this, there's a little something more concrete and goal attainable to work towards. fairly excited about this. So in one respect, should thank Mr. Glenn Drover for screwing up the board game version, because it gives me a project, and I don't know why, but I enjoy doing this stuff. So there's that. We can make this work. I've got access to the PC game. I've got the manual. The manual, really, this is and you can download this for free without the game. That's how I got it. Just go to Steam, I think, or somewhere, and you can download it. And you can run your own Victory and Glory game with miniatures with this. I've done it. But this is what I got again, PC game. I think I can make this work. Now with the tactical stuff, I've got, if you'll notice over here, the sections. Now for those of you unfamiliar with the game, that is if we can go back to the Napoleon game, like the old Columbia Napoleon, Avalon Hill Napoleon game, you've got your Waterloo map and then your battle board. Think of this as your battle board. This is for detailed land battles. There's basic land battles and detailed land battles. This is set up for detailed. These are your major battles. You have a certain number of units that can be put in each section. If at any point your left, right, or center section is void of troops, that battle's over. So I'll be running those myself again. All the information for that in here, so good to go there. And the way I may do this is, again, I've already made cards for doing so, fighting this way with these rules about 5 years ago. So I could go the card route with the cards I made, or I could just go straight miniatures route, which may be a little more daunting because the miniatures won't have any inherent information printed on them. So I would have to add or attach or do more crib note taking for that. So maybe the card route's the way to go, but then I don't think I have every card that I need for each unit that is represented in the game. So that's the next project. I don't see myself chucking this and going to something else, because it's taken quite a while to set up and work on. It's not easily brushed aside. It's in my face. It's a big project, and you know, I've kind of been. It's been a long time since I've done the board game thing, and this effectively and adequately and efficiently marries the tactical, miniature stuff, or however you want to work that, with a strategic overview. So you can do kind of a campaign thing here, right? Instead of just random tactical battles that are great fun, but they mean nothing in the long run. And it's fun to see the armies prosper, or you see the attrition effects as time goes by, etc. So there's that. There's also naval stuff on here. Again, for those of you unfamiliar with the game, yes, there are naval battles as well that can be represented off map on here, over here. So there's that. And we do again have a number of British fleets. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4-ish-esque French fleets. And again, our Russian fleet up there. That is for at start status. So that's what we're looking at. I will not be using this stupid map inhibiting track for anything that I'm aware of. Maybe I could use it for victory points. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I'm down for the task. This could be fun, and I'll keep you guys posted as I go. It's probably going to be a while before I can run through a rough beginning playthrough. Again, the main thing that is now the next thing that I need to consider is, again, the note taking for what each army consists of unit type wise. It seems like a hell of a thing, but it's really not. There's not a lot, in my opinion, going on here at start. So there's that. Let me know what you guys think. And for those of you that own this, have you as well pulled your hair out, sold this, burned it, run over it with your car, anything else, tried to fit it in the microwave and catch it on fire? Let me know. If you're able to make a go of it, let me know how. I'd be very curious to know how you did it. I can't imagine you did it without ad-libbing some things, house ruling some things, using your imagination again. I think they should have built this as an RPG because it's missing so much information. You pretty much got to make things up as you go. All right, that's all I got for you. Let me know what you think, guys.